There. Maybe that'll do it. Okay. Ooh, there he goes.
Yeah, nothing like modern equipment.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that'll work. Hi, Susan McCowan. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And we've got Karen. Can you hear us? She's trying to connect. And let's see. And we need Travis. And Felice was a maybe. So.
Well, Glenda, we have survived our first semester of virtual learning. I survived.
I understand that's pretty rough for just the logistics and everything.
Some days, yeah.
The way my wife's pulling her hair out, I'm not sure anybody's surviving virtual learning.
Okay, Karen's still connecting to audio, but I can see her now. Are you at work? Let's see. Well, our quorum is a simple majority. So
maybe
Karen's trying.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
Still can't hear you.
I have to unmute myself, apparently.
There you go.
I am not computer savvy.
That's all right.
And I'm here in the library instead of my car, so I'm warmer. So I'm gonna wear my mask during, so because I've got.
Well, I thought you were at work.
No, I work tomorrow. I'll be at work tomorrow.
She's with us.
Hey,
Hey guys,
They'll be listening, but that's okay.
Yeah, to me, it looked like a hospital setting. They had the screens behind
Molly,
you.
how dare you? Molly's trying to hide.
Okay.
Is anybody else supposed to be logging on, Glenda, or do you know?
Well, I hadn't heard anything from Travis, and I was just checking my email.
This is really good. I hadn't tried that.
the best.
We've got another minute or two to go before it's time.
That it is.
I knew Felice's husband was having knee surgery, I think, and she didn't think she would be able to attend. But here's somebody.
Here's Travis.
Okay, I couldn't read the screen.
I haven't seen him.
Good afternoon.
There
Hey, Travis, how are you?
Wonderful. How's your day?
And half the time anymore, I don't know what day it is.
I just say super to everything.
Yeah, that's a good way
I'm a
to
little
be.
disappointed. Yesterday, I was sure it was Friday.
I
Yes,
have
sir.
to mentally every morning think of what day of the week it is. What day of the week is it? Where am I going?
All right, it looks like it's 3 o'clock. I guess we ought to call this to order.
Okay.
I move we call it order.
And looks like first thing on the agenda is the minutes from the September 17th meeting.
And that was so long ago.
Yeah.
And I really apologize for not being able to have the last meeting, but it was beyond my control. I didn't have the packets finished yet, and I couldn't come back into the office. So.
That's not a problem.
Okay.
Has anybody got any issues with the minutes as they're written?
No.
We would entertain a motion to accept the minutes then.
So moved.
In a second.
I'll second.
All right. All in favor by show of hands. All in favor.
Okay. All right, and the
Director,
director's report.
y'all excuse me a half second. Now, y'all excuse me a half second. I'm going to have to take this one. Hello? Hello? Yes, I am in the middle of a meeting. Can you call me back? Give me an hour. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Sorry, that was one I couldn't ignore.
I understand. So the director's report, even though it's from November, a lot of the information is still pertinent. We're doing 3-day quarantine most everywhere still. I read an article yesterday that said in China that people that have been unloading at the ships, that they are getting it off the plastic food covers. Now, I don't know how long that's been there. They supposedly did some testing and they've only found, I think, 13 cases where that was true. But apparently it can still live on in for who knows how long. It's just whether you contract it or not that way. So we're still keeping our quarantine on materials. Most of the libraries are closed to the public, but doing curbside. Farmington is taking appointments. Westworks taking appointments. Springdale is taking appointments, even though they had someone in CERC test positive, and more than half the staff was out on quarantine, and it still is. So they're running bare bones. We expended nearly all the materials for the Overdrive Library to Go, or Arkansas Library to Go materials. We still have not officially restarted interlibrary loan. We're still getting back materials that went out in February. And a lot of libraries aren't doing interlibrary loan yet. So we're just kind of, if somebody really needs something, we'll try and get it, but there's no guarantee that we'll get it. Let's see. And then Winslow, I don't know if you all are aware of this. One staff member tested positive and her husband tested positive. Turned out they sent her home after a few days of being on the COVID floor. She had type A flu. Her husband had type A flu, and his cause of death was acute respiratory distress, but he caught COVID in the hospital. And so he passed away. And so it gets closer all the time. Let's see. Audrey and I have had several conversations about funding at Elkins. That's still going on. Today was the first day I was able to upload my first P-card statement since October.
What is a P-card? I saw that in the.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forget that it's lingo. The purchasing card. It's our credit card.
Okay.
The statement gets out on the 24th, and we have 2 days to reconcile it and get it back. Okay. Okay. Excuse me, just a moment.
Yeah, I guess they're starting to roll the vaccine out. I hear that the hospital's getting it
They are. I have
first.
several friends that got it yesterday.
Agenda, the second
I got
page.
mine Saturday.
Well, I think I'm on the second batch.
I don't know. Doug's supposed to be checking with Central EMS to find out, because regional was going to help cover them. But I don't know when.
All the police departments got called and asked for a head count for the vaccine. That doesn't mean I don't have a clue when they're going to get it to us.
No, I don't know. Are they going to do it through the hospital, or are they going to do it through? I know Walmart and.
I assume it's through the health department or something. It was Office of Emergency Management.
Oh, okay. Was that Don or Kyle?
Honestly, don't remember. I think it's Kyle, but I'm gonna lie if I said I didn't remember.
Jerome, if you're there, we have two individuals of the public that are trying to log in. Their credentials work and everything, but then it just spins and spins and spins. And that's not one of them that just came up. That's another board member, Felice. But if you see somebody having trouble getting in, can you, I don't know, it just says it's spinning and spinning and it's waiting for the host to let them in. So if you could just email me, I appreciate it. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's see.
You were doing the P card.
Yes. So we've had our statements and I've had all the receipts and everything, but we couldn't actually reconcile them on the financial software until they designed it where it worked better, because it was, you had to stand on your head and kick your right leg and rub your stomach and kneel at the same time. And it's a lot easier when I did it today, except I kept trying to load November's to do, and it wouldn't load, and it wouldn't load, and it wouldn't load. And I was running out of time. So I hurried up and called her. They hadn't loaded the November ones yet. So I was just trying to get it all done at once before the end of the year. I still have 330 of those classic ebook records to finish. I hope to get them done by the end of the year. That was out of the 4,000 that we got in March. That's my report. I unfortunately put the packet together so quickly when I did that I forgot to ask for the librarians' reports. And I don't actually know if any of them are logged in or not. I need to send this to
Librarian report to report.
Well, you could always email out the library reports, because we don't have
okay.
anything.
We had the book sale.
Okay. Sorry. Trying to text something to my work email account. And I can't do that and talk at the same time. So.
I get it.
Yeah.
So next item, I think, is when we get to the financial, if there aren't any questions on the director's report.
I don't have anybody. Anyone else have anything? And Linda, if we do get a librarian's report and everything, just email it to us.
Okay, I'll ask for one just for a kind of wrap up of the year and get it out to you.
Okay.
I'm still not.
Has anybody got any questions on the financials, at least on the September part, Glenda? I've looked through here, but I didn't mark anything that I had particular questions on.
It's really, I mean, there shouldn't be anything out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
At least I didn't see anything. I mean, it's pretty much, there's lots of Baker and Taylor because they were shipping things 1 and 2 at a time instead of in a box of 50. And then we were just trying to spend that overdrive money. Okay, let me see. I didn't mark anything to call to your all's attention. There is a Blackstone Publishing on 3B2, and that was for some audiobooks for Greenland, because you can order from them and get them already packaged and in a case and ready to go. And so we ordered some of those to fill in a couple of the end of the year holes.
Just below the Baker and Taylor on that one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it isn't all that much.
yeah.
No, it's $130.
Mhm.
And then we did buy new tires for the van on 3B6. The road department got them for us and put them and installed them for us, so that was good. That's really all that's in the statement of operations. Or, I mean, I'm sorry, that's the treasurer's report. We did get taxes in November, which I don't have in front of me because you don't have it either. But that'll be in the next packet. Anyhow, we got I don't even think that's in the cash flow because that was not in this time period. Yeah, so the
And that's
statement
our
of
millage for property tax, right?
right. I do not have that figure right in front of me, but I can run get it if you like.
It'll be in the next report.
Okay. On the statement of
We're not in
operations,
red. As long as we're in the black, we're good.
we're in the black.
She's way in the black.
Yes.
Everybody pause. Oh my goodness.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm having library issues.
Oh, okay.
All right. I have an unstable connection.
All right. Linda, that's it for that. There's more on the financial. Did you go over the cash?
Yes. In the statement of operations, the things that have a lot of money in them are due to, one, either changes since we budgeted at the beginning of the year, like our phone bill is a whole lot cheaper now. Our electric's a lot cheaper now. We did not expend as much postage because of no interlibrary loan. So that's pretty much it. I put the last library checks in the delivery for tomorrow. Here I have, okay, 80% expended for Greenland, 86% expended for Winslow. When I looked at today's a little bit earlier, it's 98% expended for Winslow and 88% expended for Greenland. We still have things that are going to come in the next 2 weeks. In the cash flow, again, the tax money's not showing up except for May. We'll have more in November. And actually it shows up more November, December now. But Susan's right, we will have more money. And as I mentioned in the last meeting, we have one, I'm eventually going to hire another full-time employee, MLS employee, so that I can start working on retiring. The other thing is we don't know what the census is going to do to us yet. I mean, I know it's going to be more money, but it may not be more money from the unincorporated areas. It may be more money that goes directly to the cities. And we may need to do a software. Well, we need to do a software update, and we'll need to be probably looking at hardware too.
I don't think it'd be any different. I mean, it shows full bars.
So
Maybe it's not you.
that's all I have on the cash flow, unless there's some questions.
I keep buffering and not able to hear everything. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about anything on the financial reports?
I did not.
And Felice, are you here? Apparently not.
I see her name on there, but I don't.
It's on twice,
She's muted on mine.
but I think she's like when I saw the underdog for you, I think maybe her video's not on.
Is that right?
There she is.
At least if you're talking, we don't hear you and there's no video.
Okay.
I'm not sure. If there's no questions on the finances and did we get through to the end of it,
Yes.
Linda?
Yes. Yes,
All
we
right.
did.
I would entertain a motion to accept the financial report unless someone has.
Well, I so move.
All right, Susan, a second.
I'll second.
All in favor by show of hands. All right,
Okay.
unanimous. Next on there is the statisticals.
Yeah. They're
Yeah.
They are what they are. I mean, people are trying. People are trying to check things out. The only place that we're showing increases are in the downloadables.
Well, Prairie Grove shows increases. They
Well-
goes again.
they were open during that time frame.
Yes, I'm sorry. I mean, increases over last year. But yes, Prairie Grove was open until I believe right before Thanksgiving, and they shut down again. And I think they're going to be, can you hear me, Karen?
Yeah, they're open to appointments.
Open to appointments now. Okay.
To appointments.
Okay.
They limit the number of people that come in at one time.
Yeah. And that's what Springdale and
Yeah.
West Fork are doing too, and Farmington. So we're still down 53% total over last year, but considering the circumstances, I still think it's better than it could be. So now we gave on 3C2, you'll see there are no interlibrary loans counted because one, the statistics don't come available until the 10th of the following month. And two, we just didn't really do any transactions. There have been, patrons have been added. September, there were 374 patrons added, 175 in August, 236 in October. And a lot of people are mainly getting their cards so that they can use the downloadable materials.
Can they get a card online or do they have to do it at a library in person?
They can get a temporary card online at 3 of the libraries, Elkins, Farmington, and Springdale. Those are the only ones that have it turned on so far. But it only lasts for 30 days. The people have 30 days to get in and show their information, verify their
Who they are.
Yeah. And we got it set up so that temporary barcode can be used in the downloadable materials too.
Okay.
So, but when it expires, then they need to contact the library. So, on 3C3, for the year, we're down 0.6% from last year. But again, I don't really have much to say. I mean, it's better than nothing. So
No.
people are working. You wouldn't believe that being closed and doing curbside or having appointments and having to scrub between each time, how much work and staff that involves. Plus, you just have to be available all times. I've lost my agenda again. So that's really all I have on the statistics.
All righty. The next thing is new business, and the only thing on that is a discussion on the interlocal agreement. I think everyone probably got a copy of that. That's been in effect for how many years?
Since 1998, I believe. This version was when
This was
Farmington came on in
amended in-
2004.
Right.
Um,
But, 2004 is amending.
and the reason I've put this in is that we have a situation that a city may not be able to fund the library with local funds. And I just want us to think about this philosophically down the road. If if all of a sudden all the libraries decided that they couldn't support their municipal library with any local funds, that's kind of sad. Now, I've asked for copies of other interlocal agreements in the state and joint city-county libraries. And there's only one that has a financial requirement for the cities, and that is for the rent and maintenance of the building, which for us, there's all different factors. Different people support their library in different ways. But I just, we don't want to fund a municipal library for a long time without local support. And so I wanted to think, if we redid this interlocal agreement, it would involve meeting with all the city councils, all the library boards. Then it would have to go through all the quorum court city councils and be signed off on, and it would be a big project. My question is that something we want to tackle in the future?
Well, I asked Linda to go ahead and put this on the agenda. My opinion is, and my opinion is just one opinion, I think the municipal library should receive some support from their cities. It shouldn't be up to the county side. Our customers are the library. Our job is to support the libraries, but it's not to run the library, to fund the library entirely. I'm not saying that the city should make a particular amount of contribution or anything like that, but I think every city library should be supported by that city. That's my own personal opinion, and I just like for the other board members to look at this and think on it a little bit and give us your ideas on it and what you think about that. If we need to amend the interlocal agreement, we could start work on it if that's what everyone agrees. I mean, this is our first step. Everybody look at it, think about it, let us know what you think.
And this is the first time that something like this has come up, and it may or may not ever happen again. It's just that I think it's something that we need to think about for the future. If I don't think we want to be repressive or anything like that. I don't want to tie people down. And the other thing is, every city and every library is different. They're funded differently. They provide different services. They have different populations, and that some of them are more a part of the city than others. And I don't know how we could do it and have it be equitable, but I just wanted to put that bug that at some point we may want to look at redoing this agreement. And the county attorney said, if we ever decided to do it, he'd be happy to help us get it lined out and legal and everything. But
Glenda, you do a report or something every so often. I know that I filled one out for Greenland that kind of has so almost every city is providing support, either some monetary amount or some form or fashion.
Yes.
So we kind of know that they are helping support their libraries.
Right.
And that's all we're wanting to do is just to make, while it's not written into the agreement that they should, we have always anticipated that the cities would help fund their libraries because they always have. We just need to see if.
And they are municipal
Right.
libraries.
Right.
I mean, the branch libraries, those communities even provide some support to
Right.
the libraries. And so I just want people to put this in their mind. And if we have a continuing problem, then this is an issue we might need to address. So that's
All right.
why, and I don't know if anybody's ever looked at it since Farmington came on. It's been, that was 2004.
Right.
And
Right.
so,
And I think that was the reason this interlocal was amended, was just to add Farmington to it.
and take Fayetteville off. Yes.
Right. Well, was it 2004 when they took Fayetteville off? I thought they were taking off before
They had
that.
already withdrawn. They withdrew in 2001, I believe.
Right. Because anybody can withdraw with 6 months notice.
Right. From either side.
Right.
Of the agreement. So, anyhow, I just wanted to bring this up and put a bug in your ear that, at some point down the road, we might have to look at revising this. And that's
just, if you would let everybody, or if everyone would let Glenda know their personal thoughts on it after you've looked at this and thought about it for a little bit, please.
I mean, we certainly don't want to punish people, but we do want them to have a commitment to their city library of some sort.
Now I have a question.
Was
Was it just for this time frame because of COVID, or is this something that they're looking at as a permanent thing? Do we know?
I think it's situational at this point, but
I can't tell what you're saying. Okay.
I think it's situational.
You're paused. All of you are paused.
That she thinks it's situational, but that's what brought this up, is for us to look at it and think about it for now. Even if this is just a one-time shot, we need to think on whether we need to amend this or not.
Yeah.
And that's
Because
why we're asking your opinions.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's
what the
nothing
answer
in there
is.
that says
I don't know.
that
I
a city
mean,
has to support their city
Okay.
library.
I'll email Glenda.
Okay. So
Just doing it again.
I'm just putting it out there in case we need to address it in the future. And that's really all I have on the new business.
Okay. If there's no other discussion on that, we'll move on to old business. And Glenda, if you'll tell us about the planning committee. I was supposed to be there and got tied up and couldn't. So,
Yeah. 5A1 lists the members of the planning committee. And we met on December 10th at 3:00 via Zoom. It was mainly an introductory meeting and talk about what kind of things we might want to look at, and discussed the original. Yeah, I'm trying to find it. I have too many piles of paper. The original long-range plan, to update it, make it more pertinent. And we're going to meet again on January 14th. At that point, I will have the introduction updated. We're going to try and come up with objectives for the first goal. And then before then, I am going to survey the libraries and see what they would like to see from us in the future. And then we'll put it all together. We'll have another meeting after that at least. And then we'll have something put together to bring to the board for discussion.
Hey, Glenda, I'm not familiar with all the names on the planning committee. Maybe other people are. I know you and Audra Bell is the library director at Elkins. Glenn Finley.
Glenn Finley used to be our courier, and he was vice president of the Consumer Electrics Association, and he's been in big planning things in the past. And I thought he's also very active in the West Fork Friends. And so I thought he would be a good candidate because he's been in all the libraries and he knows what happens in here more than most people.
Right.
And so I thought his input might be good because he has both views.
And then Robin is, I don't know Robin either.
Robin Garcia is Robin that from Lincoln. I can't remember her previous last name. She
is Walters.
Walters, yes.
Okay.
She got married recently. And so I thought it would be good to have some of the newer people who are going to be serving more years to help us stick to the plan.
And Rachel Sawyer is Farmington, is that right?
Yes.
That's Rachel
Yes,
at Farmington.
that's the director at Farmington. So that's the two MLS from the other libraries besides Springdale. I wanted to get somebody from Springdale, and I wanted to get Ann Gresham because she kind of, again, knows how things work together. But she is running her legs off. She's the assistant director now, and she's coordinating all of the all the library activities and business and trying to keep everybody safe. And so situational, it was not a good time for her.
I can just remember when we did this, whenever it was 20 years ago, whatever, Springdale wasn't as involved as it might have been, and they were not very happy with the result. Probably if you could get somebody from Springdale on that, it would probably be good because, they're a big dog in this county library system.
Right. And I'm just because she's not officially on the committee doesn't mean that I won't receive input from her. But I couldn't get her to commit to meetings.
And there's nobody else there that you could. Okay, all I'm saying is I just recall that Springdale was leading the pack about being unhappy because they didn't think they were represented well enough on the last one. So I'm just putting it out there.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. And I'll talk to Ann again. I don't know how active Marcia is these days. But she's had some health issues, and I don't know. And maybe if Springdale can get back to a full staff, she can, Ann can be more involved. I did think, after looking at the list from last time, I thought it was important to get librarians on the committee along with board members, since we serve the libraries.
Exactly.
And help them indirectly serve the public. But I think I was afraid if I put somebody from the public on, they would be focused on what they wanted at their library and not get the big picture. And so that's why I picked the people I did. And so anyhow, we're starting the process. We just have to get through the holidays and COVID and all of that. But I think we've got a good start. The meeting didn't have the best flow of communication. I don't know if that was my fault but I've talked with a couple of people afterwards and got more of their thoughts and ideas. And I think I'll be able to apply those to the next meeting.
But you were doing a Zoom meeting, is that?
Yes.
Yeah. And it's so hard to do a real give and take in a Zoom meeting. So
I know, because I would say, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any ideas? And everybody just looked at me.
Yeah, and you're never sure if they don't have an idea, if they're just froze up on the computer.
Well, I've been
Yeah.
but Audra had a lot of, I liked Audra's suggestions to breaking it down and just not reinventing the wheel. I thought that was a good suggestion.
Yeah.
Well, any long range plan is designed to be, you make a 10-year plan or a 20-year plan, you revisit it every so often. None of it's etched in stone, but really you generally don't change it a whole lot.
No, the goals and objectives may change over time. But I don't know. It's hard to plan anything in COVID.
Well, and that's the truth.
But we're going to do the best we can. And the meetings are open. I mean, you can attend them if you want. It'll be like board meetings, though. It'll be the committee talking and or not talking. And I think the next meeting will go better. I think I have a better idea of how to go about it now with the Zoom, and I'm going to do some talking to people before the next meeting. So anyhow, that's really all I have, unless anybody has any questions or comments.
If no questions or comments, Glenda, when do we want to set the next meeting for before we adjourn?
We usually meet in March. Who knows whether we're going to have any more winter or not. This is already more than we've had in 5 years. So
11th or the 18th?
Let's go for the 18th, and then if we have to move it to the 25th, unless that is spring break.
Spring break should be the week of the 22nd.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be gone the 18th, but I'm assuming we'll be meeting via Zoom anyway, so.
I think so too.
yeah.
So what day are we thinking? The 18th?
Thursday, the 18th in March.
Okay.
And it'll be a lot of statistics and financial reports. It'll also be the election of new officers. And then a report on what's happening with the planning commission and committee. And maybe, if we're lucky, a report, a plan for y'all to look at. So that's what I'm shooting for.
Glenda, one thing, I went back, I was trying to look at the different contributions from the different libraries to the different cities to the budget. And I found the 2018, but I couldn't find, did you do one for 2019? You know,
I did, and actually Audra made it in a simpler form. And I will email it to you if you like. It has 2014 through 2019. Right. I did do a 2019. Actually, I did 24 through 2019, but she has rearranged some because it's reported differently by different people in the annual reports. Yeah. And so she made it where it's more apples and apples.
Okay, good.
And so, but I'll send that to all of you actually, if you like.
Yes, please.
And I'll put that with the board packet. So you should, when I get done here, I'll send that email out, and then you'll have the PDF of the board packet too. And then tomorrow I'm going to work on customizing our input on the financial software so that it is easier for us to use, and that Georgia and I will see the same thing. That was something that they decided to let us each do. And so that's my plan for tomorrow.
Okay.
So,
unless there's further questions or comments, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Have a motion to adjourn, a second?
I'll second.
Have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Y'all have a good day.
Karen, was
you, you
that,
too.
did you make the motion?
I did.
Okay.
And
Initial,
Susan,
yes. And Susan McGowan, second.
Yeah.
Felice, I'm sorry that we weren't able to hear you, but
There she is. She might do like me and have the mute button on. I don't know.
yeah.
these
Well,
things
thank
are.
you.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yes.
Yes, Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Have a good New
Y'all
Year.
have a good holiday.
Felice, I'll call you or you can call me. So, okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Let's see. If I can get off of here.